Grade 11 American System, SAT, Essay Analysis. Objective: students are able to analyze how the writer uses the techniques of an argumentative essay to strengthen the logic and the persuasiveness of his argument. SAT essay. What is an SAT essay? And what's the purpose of writing an SAT essay? Each SAT essay consists of one passage between 650 and 750 words that you will read and then respond to. You will have 50 minutes to complete your essay. The purpose of the new essay is to assess your ability to analyze an author's argument without explaining whether you are with or against his claim. As you read the SAT essay, you have to consider how the author uses evidences. The evidence could be facts or examples to support the author's claim, reasoning to develop ideas and connect the claim with the evidence, stylistic or persuasive elements, such as word choice or appeal to emotion to add power to the ideas expressed. As you read the given SAT essay, you have to take into consideration the three main tips that will help you in developing your own essay. The first tip is techniques used in order to write your essay. But what are these types of techniques? The techniques are appeal to authority, vivid diction, figurative language, personal anecdote, logical argument, emotional appeal, and anticipation of counter-arguments. Tip 2. Analyze the passage in 4 steps. In order to analyze the given passage, you have to follow 4 steps. Step 1. Identify the techniques, such as the 3 persuasive appeals: appeal to logic, appeal to emotion, appeal to authority, data, anecdote, symbolism, or rhetorical questions, and their purpose in the passage. Step 2. Cite the technique by paraphrasing and using quotes. Step 3. Explain how the technique contributes to the author's message and meaning. Step 4. Endgame effect on the reader, which means the use of evidences that leave an impact on the reader. Tip 3. Perfect your writing prowess. The usage or style, which means the combination between choice of words, such as positive or negative adjectives, words related to emotions or to logic, and grammar. Sample essay. SAT Practice Test 3 essay, adapted from Eliana Duchterman, The Digital Parent Trap. Read the given essay sent on the group, then answer the following questions before moving on to the explanation. Identify the writer's claim. Whom does the writer address as an audience? What are the persuasive techniques used? State the evidences used in the passage. How does the writer address the objections? As you have already read the SAT Practice 3 essay, now we can start with our analysis. The writer builds a coherent and effective essay that is targeted toward her audience, the parents. She begins her article with some basic facts and common beliefs parents have. She clearly demonstrates that she understands her audience's stance when she addresses how parents are spending money to send children to digital detox, how only half of parents agree that mobile technology should be utilized more in education, and that others believe the old wisdom, the less time spent with screens, the better. Now let's move on to body paragraphs in which we have experts' opinion taken from real resources. After the author presents her audience's original beliefs that technology exposure is bad for kids, she uses expert quotes and trusted institutional studies to discredit her audience's beliefs while clearly remaining unbiased by introducing counterclaims and refutation. The author repeatedly cites quotes and studies from real resources, the University of California and MIT. They support her point that social networking sites offer unprecedented learning opportunities, and retention rates skyrocket to 90%, along with many other quotes and exact numbers. This effective use of ethos and locals is accompanied with viewpoints of opposing sides, such as author Jim Taylor's remark about video games, "They are a lot of crap," and old advice from American Academy of Pediatrics to limit screen time. However, after including these statements, she follows up with credible information which demonstrates to her audience that the writer's stance is correct and that she is unbiased. Continuing with the body paragraphs and the use of techniques. After denouncing counter-arguments with facts and establishing herself as an unbiased advocate for educational exposure of a new technology, the author finishes off with connecting and commenting on what her audience values, their children. She reminds her target audience, the parents, that early age tech fluency is a necessary survival tool their children will need. Then she uses a quote explaining that if we're not exposing our children to this stuff early, they're going to be left behind. This evokes powerful emotion in her audience, who clearly do not want their children left behind. This effective use of pathos is wrapped up when the writer addresses what her audience may still think. As with any childhood privilege, monitoring is a key, as to assure the audience is reminded that they were right that consequences are real and must be monitored. She adds a final note to emphasize that there are benefits of tech fluency one last time. In conclusion, this article is effectively tailored to the author's audience as she clearly addresses their beliefs, then uses reliable and trustworthy sources from both sides to elaborate on the numerous benefits of early exposure to technology. Then she connects with her audience and addresses what they value most as an effective way to change their mind and believe in the importance of early exposure to technology with the need of control. As an assignment, use the same procedure to write your own SAT essay on the new sample SAT practice essay sent on the group. Review the tips and the questions before you start your writing, and for any question, don't hesitate to contact me. Thank you.